So we are in video 4 of organizational leadership, wherein we'll be starting with second module. So the second module tells us about the different models of leadership. For example, the trait approach, the skill approach, the behavioral approach, situational approach. So let us start with looking into what exactly we have in this module. So first being the trait approach. So what they have given in trait approaches, you need to describe about the traits or different traits, whatever they are specified for, and what are the strength, criticism, and application, including the case studies and leadership instrument, which is there for trait. So next coming to the skills approach, wherein we will be discussing about the conceptual skill, human skills, and technical skills, and also again the same thing, the strength, criticism, application, case studies, and leadership instruments as well. Next coming to behavioral approach, the Ohio State Studies, University of Michigan Studies, Blake and Mountain's managerial grid, and other grids as follows. And again situational approach, which tells us about the leadership style, the criticism, strength, and application of that particular model or approach. So to start with trait approach. In psychology, trait theory is an approach to the study of human personality. So trait theorists are primarily interested in the measurement of traits, which can be defined as habitual patterns of behavior, thought, and emotion. According to this perspective, traits are aspects of personality that are relatively stable over time, differ across individuals, and are relatively consistent over situations and influence behavior. So traits are in contrast to states, which are more transitory dispositions. So basically we have three traits, that is cardinal traits, stencil traits, and secondary traits. So the trait theory of leadership builds from Thomas Gale's profound work, The Great Man Theory of Leadership. So early social scientists believed that leadership qualities were innate. An individual was either born with the traits needed to be a leader, or he or she lacked the physiological and psychological characteristics necessary for successful leadership. There are three criteria that characterize personality traits: consistency, stability, and individual differences. So individuals must be somewhat consistent across situations in their behaviors related to the trait. For example, if they are talkative at home, they tend to be talkative at work also, right? There are three meaningful ways in which the trait theory of leadership has contributed to leadership knowledge. So the trait theory of leadership acknowledges that distinctive and effective leaders are shaped not only by inheritable traits but also by acquired traits from their culture and social interactions. In this sense, the trait theory of leadership encourages individuals to strive forward and perfect themselves as effective leaders constantly. So next coming to the same thing. The foundation of the trait theory of leadership has been validated through various research in the field of leadership. Thus the characteristics and implications of the trait theory of leadership applies to businesses and all types of organizations. So this trait theory of leadership establishes a firm standard to identify potential leaders with generalized characteristics and traits. Therefore, managers can benefit from this theory to evaluate their own strengths and weaknesses in leadership. Next, coming to the disadvantages of the trait theory. However, the trait theory of leadership also has some disadvantages. Like the trait theory of leadership has an indefinite list of leadership characteristics subject to constant changes in socio-cultural context. While the trait theory of leadership can predict individuals' potential leadership excellence, the theory disregards the role of situations and contexts in predicting effective leaders. Although the trait theory of leadership is logical in connecting individuals' traits and their leadership, what happens is in that potential it is weak in demonstrating the effect of leadership traits on the group's outcomes within organization. Most characteristics of the trait theory of leadership belong to fixed psychological structures. Therefore, when it comes to leadership training and teaching, An understanding of the characteristics of influential leaders still cannot help managers to positively impact their individual psychology. Next, coming to the intelligence. See, this was about the trait theory. So now we are going to learn in detail about the different traits which has been prescribed. So being intelligence, self-confidence, determination, integrity, and so on, right? So let us start with the intelligence. So intelligence, the concept of intelligence goes back to the Latin verb intelligere, meaning the acquirement, processing and storage of information. From this point of view, intelligence is restricted to the cognitive mental abilities of the human being. The first intelligence test was developed by French psychologist Alfred Binet, who was commissioned by the French government to identify students who would face the most difficulty in school. The resulting 1905 Binet-Simon scale became the basis for modern IQ testing. Intelligence is the ability to think, to learn from experience, to solve problems, and to adapt to new situations. Intelligence is important because it has an impact on many human behaviors. There are 9 types of different intelligence traits, that is, naturalistic intelligence, musical intelligence, logical intelligence, mathematical intelligence, existential intelligence, interpersonal intelligence, linguistic intelligence, bodily intelligence, kinesthetic intelligence, intrapersonal, and spatial intelligence. So this was about one of the traits of the leader. So next, coming to self-confidence. So self-confidence is another trait that helps one to be a leader. It is an essential part of leadership. Self-confidence is the ability to be certain about one's competencies and skills. It includes a sense of self-esteem and self-assurance and the belief that one can make a difference. A leader with self-confidence thinks positively about the future and is willing to take the risk necessary to achieve their personal and professional goals. Confidence helps us feel ready for life's experiences. When we are confident, we are more likely to move forward with people and opportunities, not back away from them at least, right? And if things don't work out at first, confidence helps us to try again. It's the opposite when confidence is low. It means we accept and trust ourselves and have a sense of control in our life. We'll be able to know the strength and weaknesses, and we have a positive view of ourselves. So wherein we set realistic expectations and goals, communicate assertively, and we'll be able to handle criticism as well. So next trait being the determination. Determination is another one of the important leadership traits. Determination is a desire to get the job done and includes characteristics such as initiative, persistence, dominance, and drive. So determination helps you to be committed to your goals. You are more likely to see things through and achieve your goals when you are determined. This is because you have the drive and motivation to keep going even when things get tough. Additionally, determination also demonstrates your ability to handle adversity. The persistence involved in determination allows leaders to carry out plans and strive to achieve their purpose with strength and constancy. For example, an athlete might show determination when completing a marathon by continuing to run despite the weather or the difficulty of the terrain, right? How do you maintain determination? Define success for yourself, set personal or academic goal, keep your expectations high, understand your abilities and disabilities, play to your strengths, develop strategies to meet your goals, use technology, work hard. So, next being the integrity. Integrity is a quality of honesty and trustworthiness. People who adhere to a strong set of principles and take responsibility for their actions are exhibiting integrity. So, in leadership, it means having strong moral principles, standing by your words, and doing the right thing. It's a highly valued trait since most employees look to their leader for cues on how to act. A leader that demonstrates the company values in their actions helps set expectations for acceptable behaviors. People with integrity follow moral and ethical principles in all aspects of life. Integrity also extends to professional areas of work such as decision making, interact with colleagues, and serving customers or clients. When employees have integrity, the managers can trust their team is working diligently. So, a person with integrity tends to have honorably in all the different life situations they find themselves in. They will be reliable in the workplace, and you can count on them to do the right thing in the right situation. So, we have some basic personality traits that are associated with integrity. First one being graciousness. Being gracious means having good manners and being genuinely appreciative of the people around you. It means expressing gratitude by thanking people when they do you a favor. And it also means acknowledging the achievements of others and letting them know how well they are doing. So, the next being honesty and patience. To have integrity, you must strive to be honest in your personal and professional relationships. You must be honest about your talents and shortcomings. You must say exactly what you mean without being rude, and if you make a mistake, you must not shirk from admitting to it. What about the patience? A person with integrity will strive to cultivate patience and tolerance by learning how to stay calm and collected in the face of setbacks. You will be able to find ways to overcome the challenges and obstacles that you encounter in your personal and professional dealings. The next being trustworthiness. Following through on what you have promised or committed to is an important part of having integrity. People will trust you if they know they can depend on you and to do what you have said you will do. That, however, means you need to be careful about what you promise and only undertake what you know you can realistically handle. So, the next one being responsibility. As a person with integrity, you must take responsibility for your behavior and your work commitments. You must watch what you say and how you treat other people. You must show consideration for other people's ideas and opinions. You must hold yourself accountable for being punctual to work and meetings, perform your assigned task with diligence, and complete projects online. Next being helpfulness. So, what do you mean by that? When you have integrity, you tend to have a selfless and helpful outlook towards the world. You'll be more willing to assist people in need without always expecting something in return. You will not mind covering for your colleagues if they have to remain absent from work due to an emergency. You will be generous enough always, right? Some examples of integrity in everyday life is be honest and fair in your interactions with your family members and other people. Be respectful and considerate towards elderly people, whether they are from your family, friends, or strangers. Help them out when necessary. If someone shares confidential information with you, respect their trust in you and do not share the information with anyone else. Do not gossip about people. If you commit to doing a task, make sure you follow through and complete it. If you make a mistake, own up to it and offer to make appropriate rewards, because you need to express. And when you come across someone's lost or forgotten item, return it to them without expecting a reward, right? So those are all some basic attitudes which are to be shown by the humans. And at the workplace, being open and honest with the colleagues, taking responsibility for the task and completing it on time, owning up to mistakes and shortcomings and taking steps to correct them, assisting and encouraging the colleagues to do better when necessary. So, the next being sociability. What do you mean by sociability? So, it is a personality trait and is generally hardwired into people. It is a measure of whether an individual needs a lot of interaction with others or whether he prefers to work on his own most of the time. So, sociability is a leader's inclination to seek out pleasant social relationships. Leaders who show sociability are friendly, outgoing, courteous, tactful and diplomatic. They are sensitive to others' needs and show concern for their well-being. So, workers who possess sociability characteristics take on a leadership role within an organization. Such traits allow employees to communicate ideas well and gain the respect of co-workers and staff. So, they also allow individuals to effectively persuade others in a straightforward manner. Workers who display sociability traits are self-motivated leaders who are an asset to employers and co-workers. So, first one being the leadership. So, workers who possess sociability characters take on a leadership role within an organization. Such traits allow employees to communicate ideas well and gain the respect of co-workers and staff. They also allow individuals to effectively persuade others in a straightforward manner, which is necessary for leadership. So, traits such as self-motivation, self-management, and personality responsibility are sociability qualities of organizational leaders. Next, coming to employee interaction. So, employee sociability in the workplace helps improve employee interaction because they help effectively to manage and resolve conflict. So, negotiation skills help individuals find common ground during workplace disputes or disagreements. Sociability traits also help workers to get along by encouraging team participation through compromise and cooperation. Employees who have these traits work within the group culture to achieve goals in the most efficient manner possible. Next is the advancement opportunities. Workers who display sociability traits have more opportunities for advancement within an organization. So, these traits instill confidence within the individual. As a result, he or she is more likely to pursue opportunities for promotions when they become available. So, workers with sociability characteristics are more likely to receive promotions because these individuals are dependable and take responsibility for their actions. They handle stressful situations effectively, which is ideal when taking on added responsibilities. Next is effective communication. So, what happens in effective communication? Sociability traits benefit the workplace because they improve communication. Individuals with oral communication, listening, decision making, and problem solving skills improve customer service by enhancing client interactions. So, these individuals communicate with clarity and authority and listen to the needs of others. They also have the capacity to understand other people's perspectives without judgment or hidden agendas. Next, coming to emotional intelligence. So, what do you mean by emotional intelligence? Emotionally intelligent leaders are able to own their mistakes and maintain empathy when their team members make them. Self awareness and the ability to apologize are vital elements of good leadership, as is willingness to accept the genuine apologies of others. So, Martin Luther King Jr. will always be regarded as a leader who exhibited high levels of emotional intelligence. He was a spokesperson for many who at the time did not have a voice, and he even lost his life for it. He put others before himself, which demonstrates his empathetic character. Emotional intelligence is important in leadership because it improves self awareness, increases accountability, fosters communication, and builds trusting relationships. So, by helping leaders process their emotions in a more positive way that allows them to address challenges easily. So, here, as you can see in the diagram, here we have self confidence, self recognition, self regulation, and social regulation and social recognition as well, right? So, this is a 4x4 matrix wherein self confidence, empathy, influence, and self control are all required for a leader to be effective. So, the components being self awareness and self management. So, self awareness is means ability to recognize and understand own emotions and being able to identify them correctly. It is a crucial emotional intelligence skill. Beyond just recognizing the emotions, it is being aware of the effect of actions, moods, and emotions on other people. So to become self-aware, you must be capable of monitoring your own emotions, recognizing different emotional reactions, and then correctly identifying each particular emotion. Self-management is the ability to control your emotional reactions while still behaving with honesty and integrity. A person who is emotionally intelligent does not let bad moods or a strong emotional reaction govern his or her behavior. She or he is able to be honest and frank in a calm manner without attacking others. So it's like self management is how well you can take care of yourself. So in this video 4 we are done with a part of the trait approach. So next in video 5 we will continue with this approach and move on to the skills approach as well. Thank you.